There are a lot of note-taking apps, each with their strengths and weaknesses. So what if we distill them into one single notes manager using only their best aspects? The structure of OneNote, the multifunctionality of Google Docs and Microsoft Word, the speed and simplicity of Notepad, Apple Notes, and Google Keep, the interconnectivity of Obsidian and Roam Research, and the task capacity attached to each note of Evernote. That's how Notes Manager is born. In this video, I'll show you how to use Notes Manager, a full notes management system for all types of notes, inspired by the best of the best note-taking systems built on Notion. Let's start by adding a new note. You have different options for types of notes, each with different functions. An empty note is the default, a blank note with nothing inside. For example, let's name this note as eggs are on top of the fridge, like a little note to yourself. This is inspired by the simple notes, Notepad, Apple Notes, and Google Keep, where functionality isn't the important factor, but speed, only speed. A classic note is for general use knowledge notes. If you want to make a document or lecture type note like what you use Google Docs or Microsoft Word for, this is what you use. As an example, let's make Introduction to Mental Health. And since there's no preset mental health notebook, you can just add a new one here. We can add some context, maybe watched a mental health video today, and then let's add some sample content here. We can add headings to automatically create a table of contents while we write. Meeting notes are what you use to actively jot down notes in. Have new instructions? You can set new meetings and tasks here. Let's pretend you're at work and you and your coworkers are in a Zoom call. Let's name this work meeting, and then we can set the instructions here. Maybe the next meeting is scheduled for another day, so let's set it schedule next week Friday. That's August 23 since today's August 16. And if we're given other tasks, we can add them here. Not all tasks get to be in the calendar to prevent clutter. Meetings by default get into the calendar, but tasks in general don't. The Add to Calendar checkbox determines which tasks get to be in the calendar or not. Idea notes are for ideas. They're stored in idea banks, which are subgroups within notebooks that are specific for ideas. Let's say we have an idea for an experiment. We can name it as My Experiment Idea. By default, ideas go to the idea bank general, so let's replace it with the idea bank experiments, which is specifically associated with the notebook biology lab. You can also relate a note to a notebook that's different from the idea bank's notebook. Let's connect my experiment idea to math notebook here. This means that my experiment idea will appear in both the biology lab and math notebooks. Smart notes are notes that let you use a simple Zettelkasten if you're a Zettelkasten user. We can name this as How Chess Pieces Move, for example, inside the Chess Basics notebook. This is where the Obsidian and Roam Research functions come to play. If you click the New Zettel button, it creates a new fleeting note, which you can mark as permanent if you've decided it's a permanent note. The Zettelkasten is kept inside Smart Notes because it's an entirely different system of organizing notes. For example, maybe for Chess Basics, we can use a Zettelkasten. Maybe we can add one and call it Bishop, and the other one is Rook. And inside Bishop, we can add sample text like Bishop is basically diagonal double bracket Rook, or you can also use @Rook here to create the link to Rook. And when we open Rook, we can find that the backlink is there. You probably noticed that there are these More Actions sections at the bottom of each note. This is inspired by Evernote's task management system, wherein the tasks are bound to the notes. Not all notes need new actions, reminders, or support notes. So to keep every new page clean, they're just buttons here, pressable for when you want to add new actions that are related to the note you're in. If you press the Add Task button, you get access to a fully functional Pocket Task Manager that lets you add new tasks related to this note, with a complete set of different views for different needs. Pressing the Add Reminder button gives you access to a similar Pocket Reminders Manager. Pressing the Add Support Note button lets you add new meeting notes, idea notes, or smart notes that are related to your new note. Below here in the home page is the inbox. Your tasks due today, the ones you did today, and the overdue tasks are here. The unread reminders from today or from the past are here, and so are the ones that you read today. This entire Notes Manager template follows the linear structure of OneNote. This is highlighted here in the Areas page, where areas contain the notebooks, which in turn contain the notes. As an example, let's make a new area and name it Self-Care. Now, when you open the Areas page, their notebooks are inside, along with the notes that are related to the notebooks, which we call the main notes. We can add a new notebook inside. Maybe for Self-Care, we can add the Relationships notebook. We can also add the Mental Health notebook we previously made to Self-Care by going to the Areas page and dragging it here. The Notes page is your main workspace where you get access to all your notes in different views. A while ago, we made different notes and grouped them to different notebooks, but do they actually go inside the notebooks? There are 3 views notes appear in inside the notebook: Main Notes, Support Notes, and Idea Notes. Notes go to the main view if the note was directly related to the notebook. Introduction to Mental Health is here inside the main view of the Mental Health notebook because we directly related it to the notebook a while ago. Notes appear in the support view if it supports a note that's directly related to the notebook you're in. This is why the I have a new chess move idea appears in the Chess Basics notebook support notes, since we made it a support note for how chess pieces move. Notes can also appear in the ideas view. This is what happens to my experiment idea, which is in the ideas view, not the main view, since it's connected to the biology lab notebook through the idea bank and not directly to the notebook itself. Notebooks also have their tasks and reminders inside them if these tasks are related to the main notes, hence why the tasks and reminders we made for how chess pieces move are here inside the Chess Basics notebook. If you want a specific place to study or go through notes, you can do them in the individual notebooks. But if you want a general place to handle all your notes, it's best you do them in the notes section instead. The notes section is the general hub for working on your notes. For the notes, you can edit the name, add note tags, share them, or favorite them. The chair is for notes that you don't want to deal with right now, but you will later. Think of it as that one chair at home with clothes that are too dirty to wear again now, but too clean to put into the laundry. Favorite is for favorite notes. The support notes we made are also here, like the ones that support how chess pieces move a while ago, and so are the idea banks grouped by notebook and the ideas themselves. In the utility views, shared and favorite notes are here. Your recently edited notes of all types are also here. Suppose we say that you made a note or task or reminder anywhere on this template on the go. They're in the process page. The content made today across different types of views are all here. If they have properties that are broken, they're in the cleanup section. Unsorted notes are isolated notes that have no context. They have no notebook, supported note, or idea bank. If you're expecting a note to appear in the notebook but for some reason it didn't appear there, you're going to find them here. As you can see, the meeting note we made a while ago and the egg note are both here since they don't have notebooks. So let's fix the meeting note we made and put it inside the right notebook. Or if you intend not to give any grouping to a note, you can press the miscellaneous button to mark it as a miscellaneous note, intentionally not related anywhere. If you use the official Notion web clipper, they're automatically unsorted too, so this is the place to organize them. Unsorted zetels are zetel notes that aren't related to any note. They're collected here. Unsorted tasks are tasks with no notes, while undated tasks are those with no due dates. The overdue tasks also need cleaning up since they need to be done. Unsorted reminders are also those with no notes, while undated reminders are those with no due dates. How do you prepare for tasks and reminders as they approach? That's what the prepare page is for. In the prepare page is the planner with the week, month, and timeline calendars of your tasks, along with the tasks and reminders that will appear in the future. But what if you want to see everything in just one page? Directories is the yellow pages of all the content you make. All of your notes of different types, all your tasks in different steps of the workflow, and all your reminders are here. By this time, you probably noticed that there are these support toggles present in all pages. If you open the toggles, you'll find the page sections, recently edited contents of all types, and buttons for you to add new notes, tasks, and reminders. If you want to add things on the go, you use the Quick New page. This is useful to bookmark on your phone so you can see nothing but essential blocks. Lastly, the Workspace is your DIY page. Feel free to redesign the entire Notes Manager from an empty slate here.